Saturday in the neighborhood. We got a pretty good little rain shower yesterday. Made things a little greasy on this job up top. Now, surprisingly enough, I'm below the bluff here that we were cutting on the last 2 weeks. I'm not even sure how many trees I've got to cut down here. So what I'm hoping is I can get them cut today, the majority of them. Then it's going to dry today, hopefully dry pretty good tomorrow. Then hopefully tomorrow afternoon, evening, I can drag out. And we can load out tomorrow evening or night, because the weather this week is not good. Bunch of rain. First 3 days of the week, a lot of rain. Heavy rain, they're saying, which we don't need any rain right now. All rain right now for us is bad rain. So, I brought the old 648H down here to kind of blaze a road. And we're going to go up here and start laying some trees down and just work our way down the bluff, back up to where we went up. And even get the tripod. That's just tricky. Tricky. No good place to stand. Kind of slick. That did go pretty much where I wanted to go back here. It was wanting to kind of fall uphill, but it'd definitely make it a lot easier. We can get the grapple on it here instead of having to winch it. Because I'm too fat in my ripe old age of 37 to be wanting to pull too much cable anymore. So it's pretty much just going to be a cutting video today. We get this big bur oak right here. Got a pretty good chinkapin oak behind us here. This bur oak, hopefully it cuts all right. It's got kind of a little issue down here at the bottom. See there. Then we got this big ugly gnarly thing here on the side. But hopefully we can still pull a good 10-foot log out of it. Have quite a bit of lumber at the top. We'll just plunge it right out here into this little swampy area that's surprisingly rock solid going across it in the 648. Hope it stays that way. It's odd right here under the bluff, catching all this runoff that it's as is, but that's all ash and stuff like that growing out there in that wet area. So we'll just fall this right out there. We're gonna make a good road here for the landowner, for deer trails, hunting. They will absolutely love this when we're done. top here kind of kept it from falling down completely, but look at that. That's a good piece of bur oak there. Don't mind the ugly 45-degree come down on the back side there, because my biggest problem is when I'm cutting timber is I always try to get too low. Like on the front side here, I come in and I was right here in the dirt on the back side, so I really had to watch how I cut it because I didn't want to rock this new chain. So maybe a little ugly, but no harm, no foul. Still a good piece of wood. We've got to move this big bur oak top out of the way here, get that log cut off, then get the skidder on up here in front of us. If we don't, we're gonna mess around and get ourselves in a mess here and get blocked in. I set my saw right over there behind that tree. We'll lower the blade, push this chinkapin top out of the way, and we'll see if we can push this bur oak down and work it up. What a tree. Now you'll have to excuse this slouchy job of cutting, but I couldn't hardly reach through it. It's a 25-inch bar. Look how big that thing is. I don't know how I'm gonna get it out of here. I can't believe it cut as good as it did. Blah, I'm all flustered. Of course, my stump looks like just absolute awfulness, but the fact that I got it down and it cut solid, I bet there's easily a couple thousand feet in this tree. That is just a old growth Sac River bottom behemoth right there, the black oak. You can see it does have some shakering in it, but all in all, that's not a bad tree. When I marked that, I didn't think it would cut nearly as good as it did. I thought I was probably just wasting my time marking it and buying it, but that cut really good, surprisingly well. We've got another one right there, and that's more of a red oak right there. See that tight bark on it versus this real coarse bark on this black oak. Now hopefully that one does cut really good, but first I've got a boo-boo with this chinkapin here. I thought I could swing it down here with that top was so big in that red oak that she just hung up in it there, and on this bluff gravity was gonna do its thing. So I wanted to get this cut. I want to get it worked up. We'll get the 648. We'll come down here. We'll drag some cable and winch that thing down, and we'll see if we can wrestle that guy. know, this monstrosity, when I cut it off up here, it hung me up, pinched me, no big deal. We're just going to pick up on it. See my saw right there. If I can run this thing one-handed. Not only one-handed with my left hand, because I'm filming with my right. There we go. Yeah. Man, that is one slick log right there. One slick piece of red oak. A lot of footage, man. Look how big that thing is. We better loosen up on the grapple. It cut off just as pretty as a picture, too. Again, one heck of a piece of red oak there growing under this bluff. True northern red. It's almost kind of like what we call we got a oak here. It's kind of like a cross between a red oak and a water oak. Me and Dad call them turkey oaks. I've heard people call them different things. When I was in FFA in high school, I believe the ag teacher at a Forsyth called them bastard oak. Yeah, I mean, of course that was back in the early 2000s, so you could say things like that in school, I guess, and not go set in timeout. But yeah, so real pretty grain in that. Good tree. Lots of footage. That's basically we might be able to put one of these chinkapin in the grapple, but that's basically a one tree drag for the H here. That is a chunk of wood. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.